This Coast to Coast Entertainment Network program is brought to you by Beside Me Bracelets. Our bracelets are handmade for any occasion. Use the promo code Coast to Coast for 15% off. Visit their website at besideme.com. Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry. With 24-hour shopping available, use the code 160920 and show her some love, like she showed us. Reaper Apparel Company, a commitment to live your most authentic way every single day. Visit reaperapparelco.com for more information and a look at all of their apparel offerings. And by Good Day Embroidery, your local source for custom embroidery, screen printing, and more. Log on to gooddayembroidery.com for more information.
Hello, and welcome everybody to another episode of Entertainment Hour here on the Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. I am your co-host, Dragon Viper, and I have a couple co-hosts along with me. We have Chris B. Bacon. How you doing today, Chris?
I'm good. Camera's not working, but I'm here, and I guess that's symbolism from what's tonight. But I'm here.
Yeah, exactly. And then I have my other co-host, my beautiful better half, Sarah. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
All right, she's good. Yeah, and the thing is I want to apologize that it's been a couple weeks since we've had the show. The thing that made it to where we moved our show to Saturdays is the fact that I did get a promotion at work. So I do work Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. And Fridays, I don't have a lot of time to, do the researching and stuff like that. So between Friday night, Saturday morning, there's a little bit more time to research and stuff like that. So, but yeah, that's why we decided, and now that I'm able to say it, that's why we decided to go ahead and start doing this on Saturdays. And speaking of shows, Chris, go ahead. Like we do starting off, go ahead and mention the shows on this network.
All right, so Entertainment Hour has been moved to Saturdays, and then also on. Let's see. So I'm confusing myself. Entertainment Hour is on Saturdays. On deck, at least for the postseason, has been added to Sundays. You have Between the Ropes on Monday, C2C Rankum on Tuesday, Primetime Blitz is on Wednesday, and I believe that's it.
Okay, thank you, Chris. And if you're subscribed to this network, you'll be able to see when all the shows come on. And I know there's also Big B's show, and unless so just pay attention to the shows on the network and set your notification to all, and you should be able to see all our shows.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start things off with news with a few of the celebrities that have passed away within the past couple weeks. I only did a few. So first one, which has been all over social media, and has been this way for the last 2-3 weeks now. And we're not going to get too much into this guy because he is a activist, kind of dealing with politics. So we're not going to do too much about, talk too much about him because of the politics aspect of him. But, as a family man, he was a dad to 2 kids, and I guess she's pregnant with a third.
Possibly it may be a fake rumor.
Well, it could also be a rumor, so who knows. But Charlie Kirk, He was assassinated. He passed away at the age of 31, which is still quite a young age.
Mhm.
And then passed away on September 10th. He was a great person to follow. And he will be missed by everyone. Sarah, do you have anything to say?
I don't really want to get into it just because I think I would probably get a little too political.
Okay.
I think it was a complete tragedy, and I'm definitely don't think that it ever should have happened. The poor guy and I feel terrible for his family. I feel terrible for his child who witnessed it. It's hard.
Yeah, and it is. I mean, I can't imagine what it would be like to be, his kid that happened to watch the entire thing and everything else. So, did you have anything to add to that, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's definitely up there in the political area. But I think besides that, I think it helped for others to like open up on different topics, whether you agree or disagree. I think it allowed people to open up, and um, I don't know how it was just crazy on how everything all of that unfolded. Really,
Yeah, it definitely was. So then we have NFL player for the Bengals, Rudy Johnson. He was 45 years old. Unfortunately, he took his own life. Sad thing to hear when somebody, celebrity or not, takes their own life. Sad to hear. Like I said, passed away at age 45. He passed away on September 23rd. So he was definitely around the time that, they retire. I don't know what caused him to do something like that, but it's definitely a sad thing when somebody has so much to live for and feels like they don't, and yeah. So, I mean, rest in peace with him. Chris, you got anything to add to that?
yeah, you don't want to see anybody, you know, pass like that. But I know he's a big, you know, part of the Bengals, and I know that they're trying to study, concussions and brain stuff, and I'm not saying that's it, but you know, it's just not good.
Yeah, especially the whole CTE thing.
Hmm.
Do you have anything, Sarah?
I didn't know the guy. I had no idea who he was when I saw it. But I will say that it's sad to see anyone go that way. Not to get too much into my own business, but I've been there. I've attempted it before, and it's hard knowing that people think that way and think that's their last and final, choice. And, had I succeeded, I never would have gotten with Randy. And my life has definitely gotten better since that. And I just think that people take a permanent stance to a temporary problem, and it's hard to see.
Yeah, exactly. And then the next one I've got is he was well known to the music community. He was a writer to a lot of songs that is well known. Brett James, he was actually a Nashville songwriter. There were so many songs I didn't write them down, but I did write a couple of them down. Very well known song, Jesus Take the Wheel by Carrie Underwood, and Kenny Chesney's song When the Sun Goes Down. So that was a couple of songs that he did write. He passed away by dying in a plane crash. And he was 57 years old. Passed away at on 9/18. So I mean, it's a real big loss to the music community, especially the country music genre. I mean, if you hear some of these songs, he did a really good job at it. Definitely going to be missed. Sarah, you got anything?
I think he was a really good songwriter. It's sad to see anyone go. Does seem to be a theme of people dying and that are.
Move on to the rest of the news. First thing I want to talk about was Tom Holland. Young actor, young famous actor. The only thing that was pretty much on him lately is he was filming Spider-Man Brand New Day, so another Spider-Man movie. Honestly, I think there's way too many now, but that's my opinion. But Spider-Man Brand New Day, and after a stunt had gone wrong, he actually ended up getting a concussion. He had to go to the hospital and get checked out. But some of those, I'm trying to think.
Stunts?
Yes, thanks. Some of those stunts really, can hurt. And that's one reason why they have stunt doubles, because so that the main stars don't end up getting hurt. So, hopefully he heals from that quick and he's able to finish the filming of it. And then next we have Eric Dane. Some of you know him from Charmed. Some knows him from Grey's Anatomy. And this is really sad because I liked him in Charmed. Never watched Grey's Anatomy, but
that's how I know him as Grey's Anatomy. I don't remember him from Charmed.
But anyway, he is now suffering from and diagnosed with ALS, which I cannot pronounce the first word, amyotrophic. Oh, I guess I did. Lateral sclerosis, which is also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. And so he's pretty much going to, if he hasn't already, he's pretty much down that road where he's going to be forced to retire. And the disease is actually a progressive neurodegenerative disease that affects the brain and spinal cord. So he's gonna end up having issues in the coming years with walking, talking, breathing. He got diagnosed in April of this year, and he's only 52. So definitely sad to hear. Like I said, I thought he was a good actor in Charmed. It's sad to see, that people are going through this. There is, do I have it on here? No, I don't. But there is one that I did not write down, but I still read it. It was about Bruce Willis. For one, I'm kind of glad I'm not rich. Because Bruce Willis, his three daughters from his ex-wife Demi Moore's side is currently in, or they're starting to have issues with Bruce Willis's current wife and two kids over $250 million of Bruce Willis's estate. And Bruce hasn't even passed away yet.
That's
I
disappointing.
think it's what?
That's disappointing.
It is. I mean, in one sense, I kind of see it because of the fact that, it's his first three kids. They want to make sure they get their share. And they want, but it's sad. It seems like that they don't really care that their father is in a home being looked at with, or pretty much 24-hour care with hospice every day. Any day he could pass, they don't care. They seem to be more worried about the money and that they get their share. I've actually seen it happen in I guess we'll say real life, with family. I've seen it where the kids fight over their parents' estate, and that's very disrespectful. So I'm kind of hoping that they snap out of it at this point and know that it's their dad and he's going to go anytime. Don't know when, but he's going to end up going at some point. I was not happy to hear about the kids doing that.
I personally think that children should always get the funding from parents passing away over the spouse.
What do you think about this one, Chris?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, they shouldn't be fighting over something like that. They should take care of them and just go on with whatever's happening.
Yeah. So hopefully that gets better in that area. And then the other story I had, which Chris did put on the group chat, an 85-year-old man, 85-year-old celebrity, Al Pacino, is actually having a baby. Well, obviously he's not, but
right.
the person, huh?
No, I was agreeing. I said, yeah.
The person that he's with is actually having a baby, and it is Al Pacino's. I honestly don't know what to think about that because you have, all these celebrity men who's 50, 60 years old. I mean, I believe Charlie Sheen is one of them, having a kid. And I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. Al Pacino being 85, having a kid. I mean, is he going to teach him how to ride a bike? Is he going to, teach him how to eat real food? I don't know. But I think that's a little nuts. From my understanding and talking to my mom, I guess, men can have babies all the way till they're like 80, 90, 100.
Right.
So Sarah, what do you think about this?
I guess one would be, is it true or is it just gossip that we've found? I don't know. I feel like that's been put out there a few times about him and it wasn't actually true. So I don't know, but it's like his great-great-grandchild's age or something.
Yeah.
I could not see my 80-something grandfather having another child with a child.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other problem is how old is this girl that he's having a baby with? Because honestly, that's kind of gross.
Didn't it say like 18 or something on the thing?
I don't know.
I can
Chris, go
I
ahead.
thought it was
And,
like 14. I don't know.
wait, what?
I'm seeing how many the uh I don't know. It just says maybe at 85 years old.
That is
I don't know.
absolutely insane.
I mean, it looks like so it looks like that's old. That might be old news from 2023. He had a baby in 2023.
Oh,
But I can't seem to find how old she is.
definitely insane if it's true.
She's 31.
So
Yeah, and that's the picture. It's the same girl. So she's not super young, but she's younger than I am. Isn't she right about your age, Chris?
How old is she? You said
31.
yeah, around my age.
So this was
You're
was
younger.
2 years ago, unless she had another one or is having another one.
Uh-huh.
So insane, whether if it's true or not, insane. But I had to throw that out there. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and move on to our next topic. I'm trying to throw in topics, trying to throw them out, see which one sticks, which one doesn't. So I'm bringing in a new topic, 5 actors or actresses who regretted a role in a movie. So I thought this was kind of exciting to figure out who regretted a role in what movie. So I figured I would go ahead and go on with that. So the first one we got, you've seen Batman and Robin, right? The
Yes.
actual movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so George Clooney was Batman in that movie. He actually regrets playing the character Batman. He felt like he did a bad job in the movie, which I believe because I watched that movie and I thought it was terrible. George Clooney should not have been Batman. In fact, he shouldn't have made that movie, to be honest. And then we have Jessica Alba, who played in movies like no, I can't think of any, but the movie that she regrets being in is Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, which is actually the second movie out of Fantastic Four. She regretted so bad that she literally almost quit acting altogether.
Really?
After this, yeah. Supposedly, there's a scene in there, and I have seen it, but there is a scene in there where she goes and cries. There's a crying scene, and she was trying her best to cry, and the director was not liking how she was crying. She had a smushed face. She didn't look right when she was crying. They pretty much got to the point where they had to AI her in and do her crying because the director was not happy with her and criticized her a lot. So she felt like that she was bad, she did a bad thing. She felt like that she wasn't good enough for her scenes, and felt like that her acting was over with because, too much criticism. So yeah, she regrets that role. And then we have Ben Affleck, who actually, I'm surprised he hasn't regretted a lot of his movies, because some terrible movies with him in there. But the movie that he regrets being in is Daredevil. He said he would have rather, or it probably set him up to be Batman, which it did. But he felt that the character of Daredevil was not the direction that he was hoping they were going with. So he thought it was stale. He didn't like it he didn't like that direction. So he regrets that. Then we have Will Smith. Have you seen Wild Wild West with Will Smith in it?
Yeah.
Okay. So he regrets being in that movie. He felt that it was an office flop, and felt that it was a complete failure. So I think it's the fact that he's so used to making a lot of money in his movies that when Wild Wild West came out, it was terrible, and now he's regretting being in there. And he's embarrassed about it. The last one I have for this topic is Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock being in a lot of movies. I could name one right now that she should be embarrassed of being in and should regret, and that's Bird Box. I know I've mentioned it before, but that's
Right.
one movie that she should be embarrassed about. But anyway, the movie that she claimed that she regrets being in is actually Speed 2. Which the reasoning behind that is the fact that she feels the movie made no sense and it was very embarrassing. So she was not happy being in it. She regrets being in Speed 2. It's been a very long time since that I've watched that movie, but I believe Keanu Reeves is in number 2 as well. I don't remember. I know he was in 1, but so that's which I'm shocked, but I guess yeah, she's kind of right. Speed 2 wasn't really that great of a movie. So have you seen these movies, and do you agree with them, Sarah?
I've seen the first Speed. I think I liked Wild Wild West, honestly. I did hear about a lot of people having issues with Fantastic Four. It wasn't just Jessica Alba. And I don't really know why. I didn't see that one, so I'm not sure on that one. I liked Daredevil. It was good, but it didn't remind me of the comic books like it should have. And I don't know that I ever saw Batman and Robin, so
It has Arnold Schwarzenegger in it as Mr. Freeze.
I'm sure I've seen bits and pieces, but I don't remember it enough to have any comment on that. Again, I didn't watch Speed 2. I watched the first one, which I really, really liked it. But
yeah, Chris.
The list sounds good. I don't know. I haven't seen the Speed movies, but I guess I kind of like the list. I don't know.
Do you agree that there should have been other actors and actresses to fill these roles, or do you think they actually did a good job at them from the ones you've seen?
I think they did good. I think they did do a good job. I feel like actors or actresses or anybody really is their tough critic, so they're gonna highly think positive or negative about how they did.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and move on now. We're speeding right along, kind of a little bit late, but hey, we're still doing this, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Next topic is entertainment facts, which would be Ghostbusters. So I got a few facts here from the 1980, I believe it was 84. Yeah, 1984 movie Ghostbusters. So I enjoyed the movie Ghostbusters. I really did. I not so much Ghostbusters 2, but I did enjoy the first one more. So a few facts on this movie. Dan Aykroyd. Now this is weird, but Dan Aykroyd's original idea for the name of the movie was either Ghost Smashers, then it changed to Ghost Chasers. Then he decided to go ahead and do Ghostbusters. I can't imagine this movie having any other title but Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I couldn't either.
I mean, can you, Sarah?
No, not really.
And then the reason they decided to stick with Ghostbusters is because there's a scene in that movie where the fans are chanting Ghostbusters, and that helped make their decision on titling it that. So, and then the next fact is so nobody's really, before this movie came out, nobody really has heard of Ghostbusters. Just shows how old this movie actually is, and which I'm not going to get into it. It came out the year I was born, but so kind of sounding old here, but so they had to draw interest, they had to draw fans, they had to get popular. Well, they to keep the interest of the movie high during the release, to get the fans, get the popularity, what they did, and obviously they don't do this anymore for really anything, because people don't use their phones for this anymore. But they actually during the release, they actually had a commercial out that actually had a real 1-800 number, which the callers would go and call, and they would hear a recording from Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd saying they were busy catching ghosts. Which, I mean, you're curious, you want to see what this is about, you want to see what the 800 number is, you're going to call. So they actually had received thousands of calls an hour. They had this all out for several days. And every hour they had thousands of calls.
Oh, wow.
If I wasn't just born, I probably would have called too, because I would have been curious on what this Ghostbusters movie's about, or which when I was a little kid, I was into Ghostbusters. So
How come?
Huh?
How come?
How come? No, I was into them. Yeah.
Well,
No, I really liked it, especially Parker's song Ghostbusters, for the theme song and everything. So I really enjoyed watching that movie, as a kid, having toys for it. They had the real Ghostbusters cartoon, and then the popularity just soared from there. And I had a feeling about this, but Bill Murray pretty improvised all his lines and scenes. So everything that most of the things he did on the movie, all improvised. Didn't really have a script a script with him or a script writer. So that's pretty good for a comedian to do that. I don't think I could.
I don't think I could either.
And then, so at the end, or pretty much at the end, when they have the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, they shoot at it and it explodes. What it exploded to, it actually wasn't marshmallow or anything like that. It was actually shaving cream, which, now that thinking back, it kind of did look like shaving cream, but I thought it was like whipped cream or sour cream or something, but no, it was straight up shaving cream.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the final fact I have for this movie, so people from back then know that Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi were real close friends. They had a movie together called The Blues Brothers. They were on Saturday Night Live together. So they were real close, real good friends. It didn't tell me what happened, but John Belushi was actually supposed to be in that movie. Supposed to be one of the Ghostbusters, alongside Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray. And the original concept of Ghostbusters, I'm glad they changed it, because now you have Harry Potter and stuff like that. But the original concept involved was using magic wands. Using magic wands to hunt ghosts in other dimensions. So, yeah, I don't think it would have gotten the popularity and all that if they followed through with it. So I'm glad they changed it. And I really don't know much about John Belushi because I never really watched any of his movies, but I'm glad they chose who they did, because made that movie just that much better. I mean,
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I haven't watched many of his movies, but I feel like, it fit.
Yeah. Definitely. I don't know if they could have used anybody else. So, and yeah. It made it as great as it is now. We're going to go ahead and move on now to this day in entertainment history. I got some entertainment stuff to talk about from the past. Not very much, though, because I don't know why, but today really wasn't a day for history making. Yeah. So, you know the song by Olivia Newton-John, Let's Get Physical?
Yes.
Okay, so this day in 1981, the song Let's Get Physical was released. And here's what's interesting. It wasn't meant for Olivia Newton-John to begin with.
Whoa.
It was actually meant for Rod Stewart, which I cannot stand him very well. I don't think it should have gone to him, and I'm glad it didn't.
Yeah, that's another thing. Even with music, you hear something like that, it's like, I'm glad it wasn't written for him.
Yeah, because I don't think it would have been as good or popular. I know Rod Stewart was popular back then, but that song definitely was meant for Olivia Newton-John more. And then, so over in Florida, in Orlando, they have Hollywood Studios. And they did that to copy, um, Hollywood Studios in California.
Mhm.
And they called it MGM Grand or Disney MGM. Well, they had rides, they had everything dealing with movies. They were recording movies from that place and everything else. Well, back in 2014, Disney or Orlando, Walt Disney World went and shut it down for good because they were not filming at that place anymore. There was very, very little filming done at Disney MGM. They kept downsizing. I don't know if it had something to do with finances or popularity, but they were definitely downsizing. So yeah, which is terrible because as a kid you want to go see all that you can in Orlando, and I never had a chance to do it over there. I did go to Disneyland and Hollywood Studios, things like that in California, but never made it to Orlando. Have you been there?
I've been the opposite. I've been to Disney World, but I haven't been to Disneyland.
Wow. Did you happen to go to Disney MGM, or did
I think I did, yeah. I enjoyed it. It's been a long time since I've been, but I did enjoy it.
Okay. Yeah, so unfortunately it is closed down as of 2014 today. Sarah, have you ever been to Orlando? Did you ever go to Disney MGM if you went to Walt Disney World?
I've never been to Walt Disney World ever in my life.
Okay. Well,
I wish.
that's one thing we gotta do.
I've never been to Disneyland even.
Oh.
The only theme park I've ever been to is when right by in Salem, Oregon, right by Enchanted Forest, they had Thrillsville USA when I was a kid. Had a water park and like other games and rides you could do and all that. And only place I've ever been.
Wow.
We had planned on going to Enchanted Forest, and my grandpa was like, "I'm not paying that much money if we don't get to go to both."
Yeah, pretty spendy. And then movies released on this day in history. 2001, Zoolander. I don't know if any of you seen that movie, but I
Been a while.
personally didn't. I didn't care for it. I thought it was kind of, I don't know, kind of far fetched and outfit for Ben Stiller. Have you seen it, Sarah?
Zoolander?
Mm-hmm.
A long time ago. It's been a while.
Same, yeah.
And then we have 2007, The Game Plan with The Rock. Football star finds out he has a daughter from nowhere because his daughter's mom passed away, so he has to watch her. Yeah. So that came out in 2007. 2012 ended up 2012 ended up being releases of Hotel Transylvania with Adam Sandler, the cartoon version, and also Pitch Perfect, which I've never seen. Then we have 2018 release of Night School, which again I have not seen. And then 2018 also had Smallfoot, which I've never heard of. Have you guys seen any of those, and or at least heard of them? Sarah?
Yeah.
You can go first.
Okay, Chris, you go first.
uh, it, I've seen Pitch Perfect. I've seen Zoolander. It's been a while since I've seen either one, but I think they're good movies, and that was a good time period, I guess.
Yeah, 2001. I miss the early 2000s because 2003 is when I graduated. But yeah. So what about you?
You and being crazy about graduating back then.
Yeah, well,
It's okay to admit you're getting old. I've seen The Game Plan. I've seen Hotel Transylvania. I've seen Pitch Perfect. I've seen Zoolander. I don't think I've seen Night School, but it sounds familiar. And I don't know what Smallfoot is. I don't think I've ever seen that.
I've never heard of it. And then we have TV debuts. 1987, the release or the debut of Star Trek Next Generation, which I enjoyed watching. Used to watch it with my dad's mom and dad's friends all the time. He was a huge Trekkie. I didn't like the older Star Trek. I didn't like the newer Star Trek. My thing was the Next Generation. And then we have 2003, Cold Case. Never seen or heard. Well, I think I've heard, but I've never seen. 2006, Ugly Betty. 2011, Suburgatory. And 2021, La Brea. So, Sarah, what do you think about that? Seen some of those? I know La Brea you have, but
I've watched all the Cold Case file or all the Cold Case show. I watched Ugly Betty. Star Trek Next Generation I've watched. I've never heard of Suburgatory, but of course La Brea.
yeah, that was a good show. What about you, Chris?
I think I flipped around to those channels. I've probably seen a couple episodes, but I don't remember like everything about them. But I know they're very popular.
Yeah, actually, it was Sarah that got me into La Brea, so really good show. All right, moving on to question of the day.
What sucks is they only did the third season that we haven't watched yet. We've watched season 1 and 2, but they haven't done the third season. They did only 6 episodes of it, and then it was gone.
That's terrible. So moving on to question of the day. If you could bring one TV show from the past, what would it be? Chris.
Like bring it back.
Yeah, bring it back to TV. They were either canceled or they ran their seasons out, or
I know it's a weird show, but NBC had a show called My Name Is Earl.
Oh my god, that was a good show.
Yeah.
It ended abruptly very weird, but I think they should bring it back, kind of finish out the story, maybe.
Yeah. I was kind of annoyed by the commercials enough, so I personally couldn't agree. But
I think if you had actually sat and watched the show, you would have liked it.
yeah. All right, Sarah, what about you?
You know what I'm gonna say. Most recent, anyways, are Lucifer and Supernatural.
Yeah, two really good shows. Too bad they didn't come back with another season or something.
Something older that I liked was like Little House on the Prairie, and that's mainly because we grew up, at least when I was a kid, we'd watch TV in the morning, and it would be one of the ones on TV when you first wake up in the morning. That or like ER would have been a good one to come back.
And mine was Boy Meets World, Sons of Anarchy, it's gonna suck. Stranger Things is coming back for its final season. I wish they would have a couple more seasons after that, but I know that they've got to end it. And then I am also going to agree and say Supernatural.
No, Lucifer, you like that show?
Well, yeah, but
I heard they're bringing back Scrubs.
I did read about that too. There's a good chance that they're bringing Scrubs back with the original cast.
There's
Mhm.
not a good chance. There is. It is. They were already at the sit-down table drawing up what their plans were.
Well, it's what I read.
Yeah, it's confirmed, I think.
No. Alrighty. We're going to move right along now to our celebrity birthdays.
Okay.
Yeah, your favorite, Chris.
Yeah.
And would be mom's if she was on. All right. First of all, we have Jim Caviezel, who actually played on the movie Passion of the Christ.
Huh.
He was Jesus on the show.
All right. Pass. I don't know. I'm gonna say 55.
Sarah?
I was gonna say he's really close because I know the guy. Like I don't know him, but I know him as an actor. He's probably like 56, 57.
Yeah, Sarah's right, actually. 57. So close.
He also played on Person of Interest, which is how I know him. He was really good at. I think he's a really good actor.
You remember that one, Chris?
I remember that show. Yeah.
I don't. Then
it was good.
I was hoping Mom would be on. She knows who this is, but obviously she's not. Country singer Johnny Cash's stepdaughter, Carlene Carter. One of the songs I wrote down was "I Fell in Love."
75. I really don't know.
Wait, what?
Carlene Carter saying "I Fell in Love."
No, I'm saying what to him because as his granddaughter, he would have only been what 80 something, I think, if he was still alive. So she's probably more in her 40s.
Actually, Chris was close.
Really?
She's turning 70, or she turned 70.
Is she really? I thought
she's the daughter.
Oh, daughter. I thought you said. Never mind. I thought you said granddaughter. I was gonna be like,
no.
Wrong.
It's okay. And then we have Sherry Moon Zombie, who is known as Rob Zombie's wife, and was on movies like The Devil's Rejects, House of a Thousand Corpses. I mean, pretty much all the movies that Rob Zombie has written and directed.
But not Zombieland? I'm just kidding.
You would think, but no.
50?
62.
Chris was closer, actually. She turned 55. So close again there, Chris.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Then I have a WWE wrestler.
Okay.
He's a great wrestler. He used to be the leader of Judgment Day till they freaking kicked him out. That pissed me off. No, Damian Priest.
41.
Was he the leader?
Yes.
Okay. I thought they said they didn't have a leader, but
Well, they tried saying not, but Damian actually was.
right. 40?
And Sarah said 41. Sarah's closer. It's actually 43. So close again.
Because I remember, a story of like Vince didn't want to put a title on somebody because the wrestler is like in his 40s, but yet when Triple H took over, it was around that age. So,
Yeah, he was in his late 30s.
hmm
Well, actually 43. He was probably 40 at the time.
right.
Then the TV show, I've watched it. I don't know if either one of you have watched it, but the TV show Catfish. The lead guy,
Yeah.
Neve Bowman.
I heard they're going to end it.
42.
45?
Sarah's closer, actually 41. So you're close there, Chris. You're real close. Then yesterday we had Jenna Ortega, who played on Wednesday, and that's the only thing I know she played on.
28.
It's funny. I saw a clip of that once where she was in some, I think it was a Disney Channel show, and she kind of predicted she would play a character like that. I'm gonna say 40. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't remember. I don't know.
He plays a high school student. Let's give you one more try.
17.
Closer.
I'd say 23.
Actually, Sarah's right. 23. So 40. Chris.
Yeah, I've heard some actors or actresses playing a high school character, but they're older. So.
Yeah, well, they had one character on Boy Meets World that did that. So yeah, I get it.
Eric?
No, Angela.
Oh. She always looked young, though.
Yeah. Avril Lavigne. Saying complicated skater boy. List goes on and on.
40.
37.
Sarah's closer. 41. Oh man, this is funny. And then the last one for yesterday, she was in Something About Mary. Gwyneth Paltrow.
56.
59.
Sarah's closer. Actually, 53. So, and then I got a few for today. From Lizzie McGuire, Hillary Duff.
42.
40.
Chris is closer this time. 38.
I thought she was close to my age, but I didn't want to say that and be wrong. So I was like, maybe she's a little older than me, but.
And then we have anybody who watched Power Rangers besides me. The second generation had the Yellow Ranger as Aisha, played by Karen Ashley. God, that was so long.
50.
52.
Sarah nailed it right on the head. 50 years old.
This isn't going to be Chris's favorite for
And then we have from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He's been in the news a lot lately because of a bunch of criminal, illegal things that he's done. Jeffrey Jones, who was the principal.
Ferris Bueller, what? That was a 90s movie? 80s movie?
80s.
Late 80s?
Mm-hmm.
So probably 60 something, 68.
65.
Nope. He'd like both of you though. Actually, he's turned 79 or turned 79. So he's really up there in age. And then the last one I got for birthdays today, WWE's own, or what, I don't remember if he's still there or not, but Jason Jordan. Used to be with Kurt Angle, used to
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's like the security guard.
Oh yeah, he is security now.
I'm gonna say he's 42.
Want to give a guess there?
46.
No, actually, he's turned 37. So, I mean, he seems like he would be older, but yeah, I guess not. But all right. In fact, it was so bad that I almost said that he was Natalia Neidhart's husband. And then I remembered that was not him. That was Tyson Kidd. So I'm doing well. So, all right. We're going to move on to our last topic, 10 or less. First one would be Mel Gibson movies. Go ahead, Chris.
I got Braveheart, Lethal Weapon, Mad Max 2, Lethal Weapon 2, we'll go Signs, and Hacksaw Ridge.
All right. That's a good list there for you, Chris. All right. And then moving on to Sarah.
I've got Signs, We Were Soldiers, What Women Want, The Patriot, Lethal Weapon 1 through 4, Braveheart, and Mad Max 1 through 3.
Yeah, that's a good list. I've never actually seen Mad Max and
I like the old Mad Max better than the new ones that are coming out.
Yeah, never seen them. Although it's funny, I have to say, I was on Facebook the other day and somebody was asking a question on there why there were so many Mad Max vehicles driving around this area. So I'm like, oh man, I'm missing them. But all right, my list is Machete Kills, Signs, What Women Want, Payback, Conspiracy Theory, Ransom, Braveheart, Maverick, and Lethal Weapon 1 through 3, because I didn't watch 4. So
how can you watch 1 through 3 and not watch 4?
I don't know. How come there's Beverly Hills Cop 1 through 4 and I've only seen till 3? No idea.
You're grounded.
Probably. All right, moving on to Helen Hunt. Go ahead, Sarah.
I've got a couple of them on here that are based on true stories, like Murder in New Hampshire and Miles from Home were two of them. And then I have Girls Just Want to Have Fun, Project X, and that has the dude from Ferris Bueller in it. Next of kin, Twister, of course.
Mm-hmm.
As Good as It Gets, Pay It Forward, which was a really good movie. If you've never seen it, you should see it. Castaway and What Women Want.
That is a good list, actually. I had to look at yours to make sure you didn't copy me. All right, Chris, go ahead.
As Good as It Gets, Twister, Castaway, Pay It Forward, Mad About You, What Women Want, and Soul Surfer.
Hey, if we're throwing TV in here, I say Wings. Wait, I don't remember if she was on Wings. But
What'd you say for the TV show?
Wings.
Wings?
I don't remember.
No, what did he say?
He said Mad About You.
Oh, yeah.
I
that's another one too. If we were doing TV shows, Mad About You is a pretty good one too.
I have, and I'm wondering if Chris saw my list too.
Oh,
No, What Women Want, Castaway, Twister, and As Good as It Gets. And then our final 10 or less topic, we have Bruno Mars songs. Go ahead, Chris.
that is. It's been a while since I've heard, his music. Let's see. I'm trying to. Go ahead. I don't know.
Okay. The Lazy Song was like one of my favorites. Count on Me, Marry You, Grenade, Uptown Funk, When I Was Your Man, Locked Out of Heaven, Talking to the Moon, That's What I Like, and Just the Way You Are.
Well, I'm starting to think she's looking at my list over here.
I did. I copied you. No, I'm just kidding.
I have Talking to the Moon, Locked Out of Heaven, Just the Way You Are, 24K Magic, The Lazy Song, Marry You, Grenade, Lighters, and that's with Eminem, Billionaire, and Uptown Funk. All right, Chris, go ahead if you have any.
Yeah, it's kind of a mix of both of y'all. I got Uptown Funk, just the Way You Are, Grenade, Locked Out of Heaven, 24 Karat Magic. That's kind of all I have.
All right, sounds good. Well, that's pretty much the end of our show for tonight. Again, I do apologize about the day change. Last night, really, really busy. So that's why we're doing it tonight. Sorry that it's so late, but, we had to watch the Cowboys game before getting on here. So, because we are... we are Dallas Cowboy fans, But anyway, go ahead and if you have anything left to say there, Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching, tuning in. Wednesday we'll be breaking down that crazy Cowboy game and whatever else happened this week. I can't remember. It's been such a blur. And tomorrow we'll be talking about all the crazy stuff that happened in wrestling between WWE, TNA, and whatever else happened.
All right. Thank you, Chris. And it's crazy because if I remember reading correctly, they're trying to do a NXT TNA kind of battleground or something like that.
Yeah, they're doing an Invasion pay-per-view special event.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. And they haven't had the Invasion since 2001 between WWF and WCW. So this should be interesting. Anyways, that's tomorrow. Sir, you got anything else?
No, just thanks for listening in, and we appreciate you being here with us. Hope you have a good night.
All right, thank you. And just want to thank everybody for watching and listening. This has always been fun for me to do, and this is why I continue, to do it try to do every week. Even with how busy the schedule is, but with Sarah and Chris, they'll help me out through this. But anyway, so yeah, I hope everybody had a good night. I hope everybody has a good week since today's Sunday. And I guess that would be it. We are out.